Today we have Monica Hopkins with Eve Hoffman and RJ Donato from Ntegrated to discuss empowering businesses' use of technology. Welcome.
All right. Thank you so much for the introduction. Team, I'm Monica Hopkins. I am your National Channel Manager. I support Tolo and everything in the central region of the country. And our team is extremely excited and grateful to be here. On the call, I have Eve Hoffman, our VP of Sales.
Good morning, or well, no, it's afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us.
And we have RJ Donato, our Director of Solutions Development.
Thank you, everyone. Nice to meet everyone.
All righty. Well, in the interest of time, we're going to go on and get started. First of all, I promise you not to bore you with death of PowerPoint, but a couple of house rules. We want to have time at the end for a Q&A, but at the same time, if you have questions, please drop them in the chat because Eve and RJ can answer those along the way. And then we will be doing a raffle for two $50 gift cards at the end or after the presentation. And with that, we're going to get started. Just a little bit about Ntegrated. We are actually a US-based, headquartered in Dallas, global integrator, aggregator. We've been in business over 20 years, and we have a very, very select niche. I'd like to say that we provide boutique services because our integrations are something that so many of our partners give us praise and appreciate that because we take care of our customers and your customers. We sell, I'm going to get to this next slide just so that we could move along pretty quickly. We sell all network services. I know when we were at the event, Eve had the opportunity to speak about Starlink, but Starlink is just one of the connectivity services that we provide. We do broadband, dedicated internet, MPLS, or anything else, all connectivity, we can do it. And we aggregate it, which is one of the areas that we try to focus on, where we believe that we provide more of a value to our partners as well as your customers. And of course, with network, we provide primary, secondary circuit, SD-WAN security, and unified communications. Now, next, I'm here on the screen because one of the things that I was asked, what industries do we find success in? We have found a lot of success in oil and gas, farming, believe it, solar farms, wind farms, businesses that are typically on the outliers. Okay, did that just change on me? Sorry about that. Businesses that are on the outliers, where you won't be able to get a lot of other connectivity. We do quite a bit of business there, but we can provide banks, again, dairy farms, retail, hospitality. Those industries do very well when it comes to aggregation. A lot of the hospitality and many of them use broadband. And as an aggregator, we are one of the most competitive in our quoting process when it comes to pricing. But on top of it, we add on a circuit management. So we are a fully capable NOC, where we offer 24/7 NOC services of proactive monitoring. So that's one of the things that comes with every one of our circuits. So that's an additional value add to you and your customers. Our ideal customer is a multi-location, of course, those who are managing multiple providers, those who are feeling the pain points of managing those multiple providers. Even I was just at an event a little bit over a week ago, and we saw that there were so many companies that are still managing 7, 8 providers. And we know that's quite a bit of a task for most companies because they usually just have one person trying to allocate and take care of that. Another good fit for us is customers who need specialized billing. We are able to provide a portal for your customers to apply billing codes, the thing is just jumping around. I apologize, guys.
Go back
Well,
to 5, Monica.
Yeah, there
there
we
you go.
go. Well, we're able to provide billing codes. We're able to provide labels. We're able to provide cost centers. We're able to basically customize and bill exactly what that customer needs to see in order for them not to have a person to have to separate all of the bills and make sure that it's trickling up or down to the proper cost center. So customized billing, um, a single pane of glass portal, which is something that a lot of customers appreciate. I don't know why it's doing that. That is the oddest thing. Single pane of glass portal for visibility and account management. The portal actually allows our customers to see trouble tickets that have been opened, resolution, as well, of course, as all of the billing activities. So that's a very, very big feature.
What Monica is showing here is 2 case studies. She spoke about, how we can do primary. These are 2 really good case studies for us that really show everything that we can do. The first one is a national rehabilitation provider. They've been with us since 2018. I don't know why. Yeah, Monica, something's
Yeah,
weird is
it's
happening.
glitching. I see it. Okay, I don't know what that is. Can you see it? Can you still see it?
Yeah, it just has something on it. But anyways, it is they actually came to us because they were having such issues. Um, they rent facility space within, gosh, they rent facility spaces and they had like 700 locations, and they see patients 2 to 3 times a week, and they're required to maintain separate network infrastructures. So what we were able to do for them, we started with 700 circuits. They've added, typically they add between 100, a little less a month. We're doing dedicated connectivity, which actually, helped them be able to control all of that. We actually have been able also to do broadband where needed. We've done a 4/5G with Peplink routers, so they have the backup. And then how that helped them is they were receiving so many different invoices. And as Monica's shared earlier, it's one invoice and they have to break it down by cost centers. So it's one invoice, one cost center. This is something, that's huge. They've been a customer since 2018, almost 10 years. That's really almost 20 years, no, 10 years. That's just a really good testament for us. They absolutely love us. Everything's going well. And another one is a bank. And the bank had only one IT person, but they had different locations at like 7 to 10 locations. And they couldn't, when they were having issues, somebody in the bank would have to call the IT person. He or she would have to kind of take care of it, and they had no visibility of what was going on. So we were able to do DAA and broadband. We also included an SD-WAN device to help them load balance and help them be able to see. And as Moganika said, you have access with our portal. They could see everything that was going on. We did 4G, and then we were able to get one invoice again. So as she mentioned, it's fully managed. We've got the 24/7 NOC support, so they don't have to worry. They're one IT person that manages all these banks, doesn't have to worry about things that are going to go on. It's just going, they're able to either A, log in, or B, call us, and we help them with it. We are the point of contact. So if they have issues, we're the person that contacts the provider, because we're telecom, you guys. Sometimes things do happen. We are the one that contacts the provider, and we drive that to resolution.
Absolutely. Thanks, Eve.
Mhm.
Very, very important. Okay. And our next slide here, because then there's something going on with the slide. I tell you what, I will make sure that I share this deck after our call. But I did, maybe if I unshare, let me stop sharing and see if I can reshare. That may solve the problem. Let's see if that will solve our problem. All right, are you all able to see it?
Not yet.
Hmm. Let's try it one more time. Are you able to see it now?
There we go.
Good. Okay. Well, let's hope it won't glitch anymore. Alrighty. Our next slide. This is Eve spoke about integrated and Starlink during our last conference. We are a very, very large Starlink shop as well, um, providing superior service to our partners. And we appreciate all those of you who have been coming to us for Starlink, but we provide that service too. We're an authorized PepLink and Starlink solutions provider.
The
And this
reason that
is,
we got in, just to
okay.
share a little bit more in case people weren't at the event that we were at, the reason we got into Starlink, as Monica mentioned, we have oil, energy. If you want to go back to that slide, page 6,
Yeah.
we have oil and energy, a lot of oil and energy, and they were having issues finding anything. So that's kind of what RG, named again, RJ's specialty is. He is our director of solution development. So he went out and tested, and that's how we started working with it. Something else he has done is we do have a portal built around it. And that's huge to your clients because what we can actually take over existing Starlink, we can do new. But if somebody has an existing, we've had a construction company that came to us and told us they had like 30 some sites, and they said, I had to hire a part-time person because I needed cost centers that were tied to each of my construction things going on. So we were able to do that, but he was used to the Starlink portal. RJ actually developed a portal that is exactly like the Starlink one. We pull that information in and they still can see the information they're needing. That is huge to a lot of clients. So, I mean, it's definitely something, it shows very well if you have somebody on the fence that says, they're not sure, because we do charge a management fee. That is how we all get paid. We don't mark up Starlink, we charge the management fee, and everything that she has here is what we charge with what you get with a management fee. But if you do have someone on the fence, showing that portal, RJ is more than welcome to show it. It shows very, very well. And once people see it, it's like, okay, we get it. It's like the light bulb goes on. So that's been a
Absolutely.
really, really good solution for us.
Thanks, Eve. That is spot on. So the next, before going to the next slide, we want to help you identify some pain points. If you're working with customers who are having pain points with billing, just aggregating the billing, cost center management, repair, service tickets, management, and ease of it. Basically, just a very chaotic environment where one person, unfortunately, I know a lot of companies only have one or two people who are managing these things sometimes. If they're overloaded and frustrated with those things, with their installs, if they're growing and they need to install new circuits, those are very, very good customers for us. And the reason why is because we have a huge differentiator. We are small enough to care, which is one thing I really love about our company, but we're also large enough to get the job done. We provide a fully managed install process, and that's important. Just piggybacking on Starlink, one of the things that's very frustrating to a lot of customers is just trying to get the service activated and get themselves going. With not just Starlink, with all of our circuits, we fully manage every install with a project manager. And the project manager, if for lack of better words, over communicates because again, it's telecom. If anything goes awry or different from the last communication, they are very, very on top of that to make sure that you, your customer, and anyone else who's involved in that order stays up to loop in it. So our white glove installs, one of the things I'm very, very proud of and thankful that I get to evangelize that portion of our business. And then of course the after the install, the 24/7, 365 knock support. So the customer is not having to babysit their circuit. If the circuit goes down, we proactively reach out to the customer just to make sure the basics, make sure there's nothing unplugged, but we also open a ticket for them. If there is credits due for SLA credits, we take care of that as well. But we'll manage those things from start to finish until the ticket is resolved. So that helps quite a bit. We're a small shop, but we're large enough to get it done. Probably one of the industry's best kept secrets. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, this is actually a testimonial from one of our partners. I'm not going to read it verbatim, but well, actually, Eve, you can read it, because it's actually a
No,
beautiful
and
testimony.
no, it absolutely is. And you know, you all know Dave. Probably people know Dave. He's a great guy. He's been in the industry for quite a while. So when he came to us for these circuits for his customer, he was like, ugh, you know, I just don't know. You're not AT&T. You're not Nitel. I don't know that much about you. But the savings that we were able to offer kind of offset that for him. And then once everything got extended, I mean, not got extended, excuse me, got installed, he actually wrote this to us. And I was like, you know, this is huge. Anybody that writes something like this, but he said, you know, thank you for the updates, provision information. He's been doing it for 37 years, he thinks. And he said, you know, he can honestly say no companies compared to Integrated when it comes to the information flow and the installation of circuits. That's what we strive for every day, is the
Absolutely.
clear communication, the flawless
Mhm.
execution. And really, just like Dave said, as soon as I get something else, I'm coming straight to you. I don't even need to take it anywhere else, because I have such a, you know, you guys have totally proven yourselves. So we appreciate that. We wanted to share that with you all, especially since he works with you all, because, you know, you hear from, I could tell you other people that said things, but you know him, he works there, and you've probably spoken to him. Some of you guys have probably spoken to him. So we wanted to make sure to share this, because it was just huge. It was huge in two ways for us. You know, he took the
Absolutely.
time to write that,
Mhm.
but he also, you know, he sent it directly to Kristen, and then I kind of ran with it from there.
Yeah. It makes it all worth what we do, and helps us knowing we have a company that stands behind what we are evangelizing. That is very, very important to me. And I know when you work hard to sell a deal, the last thing that you want to do as a partner is to watch the install go sideways. You won't have that with Integrated. All righty. I'm going to go on to the next slide. Our quote and order process, I'm not going to go through that. It's pretty informal, an email, and then the ask for a contract again through me, your channel manager, and I submit the orders. But of course, we give you a next step guide once orders and all come in. And if you want to be CC'd on the orders, we will absolutely have you CC'd on the orders and all communication. So it's a pretty simple process. Signing the orders, of course, the same. Again, we won't go through that. We get them signed, and we get them countersigned, and we send the next steps back to you so that you'll know what to expect. And as a matter of fact, let me elaborate on that. Eve has always talked about our COO, Tasha. She's a very, very process driven person, which is she's just the perfect person to wear this hat, because she thinks of things that many of us just don't think about until something goes awry. But it's important to know that we have a process for everything, and we apologize in advance if it feels like we're over communicating, but we do it to make sure, again, you always know what to expect. Alrighty. And then lastly, here's a snapshot of our team. It's the Fearless Six. And these are some of our customers that we have had, some of them for over 20 years, many of them for over 20 years. And this is my contact slide.
And really, with those customers, you know, again, people ask us, what's your niche? You know, what's your vertical? I mean, you can kind of see from the slide, and this is why we include this slide. We're all over. We
Mhm.
really just want a multi-location is good for us, but somebody that we can help and to grow their business if that's what they're looking to do, help them to, just recently we closed a deal because they were closing some offices and need to move some things around and didn't have anybody else to work with, and came to the partner brought them to us, and we were able to kind of do all that. RJ jumps on calls with customers. He jumps, whatever we need to do. That's really what we're here for. We just want to be able to support you all. You guys work too hard to get prospects, and we want to be able to help you, once you get them, and be able to close the deals.
Our ideal customer is we multiple location customers, of course, because there's a greater value. But one of the other things that we specialize in is those hard to reach areas. It's very important. A lot of the what do you call them? The local telcos, the co-ops, and smaller companies, or in some large like Google Fiber and things like that. We can sell those and get your partners paid for those because they don't go and work directly in the channel. We have a lot of partners that'll come to us and ask us, do you have, are you able to sell Pathfinder? And are you able to sell just these small local co-ops? That's a pretty big niche, because if we don't have an agreement, our company will go and get an agreement, and that way we can get you paid. Also, we appreciate, of course, the larger opportunities, but we will earn the business with smaller ones. And so we're more than open. Don't feel bad if you only have a one location opportunity. Send it, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn the business.
Say, how many services do you typically sell to a customer? We typically do sell primary and backup. We also, like with Starlink, we like to sell Starlink and then Big Leaf, because Big Leaf affords them the static IPs. So that's like one of the ones, but usually it's typically a primary and a backup. And as Monica said, we have so many relationships with a lot of the outline and the mom and pops. Sometimes those quotes do take a little bit longer, but we can get the pricing from them.
Yes. And just to add to that, we're very, very competitive with all of the big shops as well, the big carriers. So that when you do it apples to apples, and you say, well, I can do 100 locations with these large carriers, but we have 20 over here that we can't do, we can do them all. And you'll be very surprised to see how competitive we are with the larger ones, and get it all done on one invoice so that they don't have to leave services on separate invoices.
When you ask what services do you do not offer for security at this time, we don't offer, and RJ, correct me, with security. I'm going to full tag team RJ in on this one. We offer desktop. I'm not as versed on security, just going to be honest. So RJ, that's why we asked RJ to be on calls. RJ, if you could answer that one, please.
From a security perspective, we offer everything down to the firewall. So anything UTM services, we actually use a third party for anything that's SIM and desktop related. So if you need anything at the desktop level, we leverage a third party that you can still build through Ntegrated.
But just to expound on that a little bit, RJ, I know we don't offer this, but we don't offer like pen tests. Right?
Yeah, our third-party company, we actually use ArmorPoint, just to throw it out there. Anything that's MDR, EDR, XDR, you can get, you can deploy that on Ntegrated through integrated billing. They use CrowdStrike, they use SentinelOne, they use their own, and then they also add SIM services, they add pen testing, they do end user training. So they can do everything from where we leave off, they pick up for us.
Awesome. Thank you.
So we do everything down to the router level. So managed services there through our 24/7 365 NOC.